Hello and welcome to the semifinals of the Box Billiards Mixed Doubles Open in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. We're at the Military Zone 7 Stadium. Two great teams going at it here. Max Lechner against Chiang, Chiang and Chou and Chiang. Two of the best players in the world teaming up. Both players from Chinese Taipei. And what a great start this is for Lechner and Chiang. 110 combo available here. This is Eric Horlerson.
That'll be a quick game.
By George. And joined by George Teachea. Good to have you, George.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you for the fine introduction. And what a match we have here. I just got done commentating the quarterfinal with Chou and Copigny, and they played almost to perfection. What a team they make. And I've commentated these two, Maximilian Lechner and Chiang Shui, and they played absolutely. I mean, they just defeated the Killer Fillers. They defeated Pia and Joshua Filler in straight sets.
Yeah, Chiang's an underrated player. Not quite as much of a household name as some of the top women, but whenever I see her play, I like what she has to offer. This team made it to the semifinals in the mixed doubles in Las Vegas in 2024.
Well, they're a powerhouse team. Max is an 818 Fargo. Shui is a 708 Fargo, and their opponents that you're looking at them is Chiang at an 845, and Chou Rita is at a 772. They have the highest combined Fargo in the 32 teams that started out here 2 days ago. We are into the third day of the Pro Billiard Series here in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah, finals of the doubles tournament coming up next round. Go ahead, George. Sorry.
You're just saying breaking in the second game. And the finals will be coming up right after this, won't it?
Yep. No quick games here. Very rare to see a 110 develop off the break like it did in rack number 1. 4 is tied up with the 9.
Well, sometimes an early break like that can really lead to something special. These two have not lost a set in this tournament yet. They've defeated every one of their opponents 2-0.
Yeah, really the cream of the crop here. Top 5 women's player in the world, top 5 arguably men's player in the world. Looks like they have some decent communication going here. That's not a straightforward shot. Just talking calmly.
And they enjoy their time at the table. If you watch them move around the table, they're enjoying the game. And I think that plays very, very big. This is best of 3 sets, races to 4, winner breaks. They'll alternate breaks during the sets when the new set starts. And if they happen to go to the third and deciding set and it ties up at Hill, they'll go to a shootout, which we have yet to see on the stream.
Yeah, I haven't seen one either in the matches I've done. Decent result there from Lechner. Chou can look to play the cue ball behind the 7 here. Kind of banking the one over near the 9-4. Maybe possibly getting some coverage with those balls. This works as well. Little safer with the 1.
Oh. Elevated makes it very tough.
Yeah, Max is just saying play the cue ball in line with the 7.
He gives her excellent instructions. In one of the last matches I commentated on him, they had a couple of safeties that didn't look possible, and Max directed her to it, and she executed perfectly. As she does there again.
Sure, yeah. Little short.
He didn't find cover, but yeah.
Containing safe. Yeah, when you have a player that's 100 points in front of the teammate, I feel like the player that's ahead should be taking the driver's seat.
Totally agree.
As far as calling the shots.
He'll also work harder to make sure he gives her better position than what he might get.
Exactly. Josh did that very well for Pia in the quarterfinals. Cue ball could be clipping the 4 here. If it does, it's tough to predict the exact path of the cue ball. Yeah, just kind of got distracted by the cue ball running into the 4 there. Got a window, George? Definitely the right side of it.
Sure looks like it.
Both down on the angle. They have the right side of the ball. Just a question if they're thick enough to actually pocket it. If she can pocket it, she can bank the 1 into the short rail. Small issue with a double kiss there, but the cue ball will be playing across towards the 7. Avoided the double kiss. Nicely played.
Looks like they have a 1 rail angle there to try to pocket the ball.
Yeah, it's at a good distance from the rail to have a chance at it. Long ways from that short rail, though.
Yeah, it looks like she has to spin around the 5. You know, one of the secrets to taking instruction well is just to trust your partner. I think that
Definitely
plays well here.
Yeah, and you know, being at the level where he can actually execute what he's saying, and as you were alluding to,
what a shot.
She's definitely good enough on the execution, just needs a little bit of affirmation on the shot choices sometimes. I think one of the funnier ones at an amateur level, though, is a higher level player will say something like, well, spin this ball with 3 tips of spin and go around 3 rails. And that player's never shot that shot before, right? So
You made me laugh there. Yeah, they'll sit there and look at you and say, what's 3 tips?
Yeah, right. Not an issue here, though. World-class players on display. 32 teams started, down to 4 now.
Yeah, these two took the scenic route because they did lose a match to Han Yu and Wu Kunlin. And I looked up a funny stat. Shui and Rita have played each other in the 2023 Wisconsin Open. And Rita Chou defeated Shui Chiang in 2 straight sets, but both sets went hill-hill. And there's almost a 70-point difference, 65-point difference in Fargos. So
yeah, I think when
I would say that.
Go ahead, yeah.
I was just going to say, I would say that at 708 and playing a 772, she's a little, maybe a little bit on the underrated side, as you said earlier, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, when I first saw her play, she was at somewhere near a 680. And I was like, I thought to myself, no, this girl's stronger than this. So she's just moving up quickly in the rankings. And as you said, able to hold neck and neck with the best players in the world.
Because Rita Chou has maintained a 770 plus Fargo since I first met her in Austria 3 or 4 years ago when she won the World 10-ball championship.
Good opening pot there from Chiang. Lechner's going to look for a way to find the cue ball back between the 4-9 here. Could go 1 or 2 rails. Good shot. Straight enough to hold for a straight angle on the 5. Have to develop the cue ball over to the left side of the table for the 6. Should be okay to just finish near the 4 and take a following path up the left side.
Forward 2 rails here, Eric, to come up for the 6.
Yeah, it depends how straight he is. Looks like he actually has a little too much angle, so he's going to have to play a lot of spin even to get over 1 rail. If he was straighter, he'd be going 2 for sure.
Yeah. He could go by the 9 like this and play the 6 to the side. Perfect.
Yeah, kind of had to. Just had a little too much angle there. Cue ball's not traveling in an ideal position here. It's going a little bit to the left of this 7. Not quite sure what she was looking at getting the cue ball where she said, because it's tough to get it there from this position. 3 rails around, I guess. Yeah, I always thought the cue ball was going to come too far if she played it through 1 rail like that. Easy safe here for Lechner. Going to look to get full coverage. Possibly cue ball behind the 10. 8's kind of in the way of the cue ball playing on that track. But all he could do there. Nice shot. Lined up the 9 perfectly.
Hard to do. Got to have the speed just right.
Yeah, controlling the exact speed of both balls. Always tough to do. But they've come out strong here, and they've put Chou and Chou in a bit of a deficit. First 2 racks. Beautiful hit. Exactly what she was trying there, and just mirrored the safe right back at them. I think Chiang will try the same thing going the other way. Imagine if they mirrored it up again. Close.
Oh.
That's the worst that can happen off that type of kick.
And if you look at the way it lays, look how hard it is. You have to hit it just perfect to make the scratch.
Yeah.
Absolutely just right.
I mean, that's a good attempt there. Just needed a little more spin on the cue ball or a little higher up the rail. But a good save from Chou pays dividends here. Mistake was really the position from the 6 to the 7. As I was saying, it was going too close to the 7. It was never going to get on it in the pocket she was thinking about. But of course, under the shot clock and having to execute quickly, there's not enough time to really walk through every exact scenario.
And down it goes to tie things up at 1. This team, it just seems to get rolling. From the teams that I've watched break the balls, I think, the breaks have been very limited in making balls from what we've seen. But they get the best spreads on the table, as you can see there. And so if they do make a ball, they rarely have more than one little cluster like that. Those 2 balls that were clustered there, the 4-9, I think.
Yeah, Chiang hits them very well and doesn't compete as often as some players on the Pro Billiards series, but I've watched him a couple times in this doubles tournament. Generates a lot of power, able to hit the rack square. Chou has a lot of experience in the Pro Billiards series, so she has a few different breaks that she's able to go to.
Game 3.
Look at that big power. 6 ball flying in the top left. No shot on the 1, but real first options here. 10 ball is going to make or 7 ball is going to make the pocket for the 1 a little bigger. Cue ball will be traveling the right way towards the 2. I think they're going to go at this kick. Just a little tough because it's a little too far off the rail. You got to kind of judge it decently far to the left of the 1. Get the spin right. Oh, caught the 7 too thick. Kind of like Max going around 3 rails with the cue ball here, rail first. Yeah, the 1 was just a little far from the rail. Makes that shot a lot tougher.
These two are just coming off a big win in the quarterfinals over Kristina Tkach and Fedor Gorst. They defeated them in straight sets.
Yeah, one of the pre-tournament favorites there.
Yeah. In fact, all 4 of their sets, other than the Tkach Gorst, went to a third and deciding set. So they've been in the mix the whole time. Even in their loss to Han Yu and Lin Lu. I misspoke there. It was Wu Kun Lin. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hate to mess up those names. He's going to roll up on the 9.
Yeah.
She just, when she sees the shots, she just executes so well. Where there's a nice touch shot like that. Yeah, she just does well.
Again, initially they were thinking about playing the combo, but Max gave her some instruction there, just playing the percentages, trying to get behind the 9. Good distance here. Going to be some safe options, likely with the cue ball behind the 7-10.
It almost leaked out.
Yeah, I feel like they've covered the full ball here. Chou's down on the angle, seeing if they have the left side of it. Just by the way he's motioning there, I think they do have the left side. Small swerve required. Watch out for the scratch in the side pocket here. That'll work. Safe behind the 7-10 will play the easiest. Got to be careful of going off in the top right corner. Gonna have to draw it. Makes the feel of the shot a lot tougher. Caught the window, but good containing safe. See how aggressive Chiang wants to get here. If you hit it at speed and miss the bank, you're guaranteed to leave some distance.
Playing safety all the way, and what a safety he played.
Yeah, great shot. So it looks like both teams are gonna err on the safe side here.
They don't want to give up one shot.
Definitely.
Oh, just barely clipped the 8.
Yeah, let's see how they navigate the 7-10 problem. 7 could possibly be available from the smallest of angles, but I think they'll favor trying to open it up at some point.
Could try it here. Kind of just nibble the 10 and slide off of the rail towards the 4. It looks like
Yeah.
No, I don't think he has the angle to do it.
If anything, the cue ball's going a little too far to the right.
No, yeah.
Is it possible the 7 goes, George? I mean, the 5 is right there. You do need to get it on a small angle, but I have a feeling if they didn't break it out yet, it probably goes.
I think it does. As long as you don't get too far on the left side of the 10. It's going to be a close call, though. It's those kind of shots that you just hesitate to shoot because you just don't want to even look that close.
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah, cue ball's going to be drawing into the 10 here. Try to get enough draw action that you can kind of draw through the 10 a little bit. It was close on a foul. Ref was right there.
just enough to make this cut a little easier. And they are deadly with an open table. Nothing much gets by. You give up the table, and these two will keep you in your chair.
Yeah, some good safety exchanges in the last two racks. Chou and Chiang getting the best of it for the last... winning the last two.
Yeah, Rita and Chiang just defeated Big Ko and Wei Wei 2-0 in straight sets. And before that, they took on Jessica Centeno and Jeffrey DeLuna and defeated them in straight sets. And of course, I guess Ko Ping Chung defeated both of his brothers, Ko Ping Han and Sui Yoon, straight sets. And then a Vietnamese team, fine Vietnamese team, was defeated in straight sets too. So as I mentioned earlier, they have yet to lose a set, and with the precise position play they play and the creative safeties and the whole rounded game they have, they're quite the force.
Yeah, they're going to be tough to beat here. Really need to get the break and run game going to kind of keep them at bay. Tied up rack here. Going to see some tactical play again. Just seeing if he has the right edge of the one. If they do, it'll be fine. It'll just cut the one in between the 7, 8, 9. Best kick safe will be bringing the cue ball towards the 2-3. Distance on the 1 will be stopped by the 7, so he's going to just have to be behind the shot to know if he has the angle or not. Nice shot.
Got the rail. And another safety coming up.
Yeah, good attempt there, but pretty high percentage safe coming up from Chiang here. Just looking at ways to get them in a real bad spot with the cue ball. That's pretty bad.
This is a tough hit. Yeah. He's got to go to the head rail, side rail, between the 8 and the rail, and catch the 1 ball.
Yeah, there's a 2 rail option over by the top right corner.
Is there?
6 is kind of in that path. I think he's saying just tie a ball up. Just hit's too tough.
Yeah, but with the balls tied up like this, we might see a 3 foul.
Definitely will. Going to be looking to play the 1 near another stack of balls where the 3rd safe is as easy as possible. Likely the 1 near the 2-3. Okay, looking at trapping the 1 a little more than trapping the cue ball. This will be good. The 4 is going to cut off a lot of angles. 8's going to cut off a lot of angles too.
Yeah, this is going to bury the 1 ball. They got, well, maybe I don't know how they can hit this ball.
I don't see it yet.
Well, there it is. It's off the just past the first diamond from the head of the table on the long rail there, just like he's going. It's a one rail kick. He's got half a ball. If that. He's got to come right past the 5.
Yeah, it's tough to get the cue ball wide enough
Yeah.
going that way, but
That's all I can see.
oh yeah, they're definitely in a bad spot here, and not one of those spots where you can just tie something up to get your way out of it because they're already on one foul.
I just make sure to break it open so as not to make it easy to get the third foul. Oh, there's no way I would have just kicked at it. Yeah, I'd have made sure I was into that stack somehow, some way, with speed. This one's going to be hard to get.
Yeah, it's actually not in the best spot here. I mean, he's thinking about playing the one. Yeah, this will work again. It's going to be a similar spot, just using the 4-8 as coverage. Good speed. Almost went off in the corner, but he's okay. Jump kick.
Again, faced with the what? Jump kick.
I was thinking off the short rail. It's too tough. Have to play some left spin. Just got the right long rail here, but only half the ball to hit. Big spot in the first set right here.
Gotta hit it. Nice shot.
Yeah, what a shot. Escaped a couple real bad traps there from Chiang and Chou. Little half smile. Just kind of walked away with confidence there, but that was a great shot.
That was kind of the same shot that Max had coming across the first time. But it had to have spin.
Look at this. Well, the rack's opened up a little bit now, but extremely tough to get back towards the 2. I wonder if they'd ever get so aggressive that they try to cross-bank the 1 into the 10. Early 10s do count. I think he's called it. Yeah, going to create natural distance. Good try.
I think he also had a shot at it with the cue ball. With a little draw.
Sure. Yeah, he did. I was thinking about both shots, but yeah, position just wasn't there, so I had to try something on the 10. Gonna try the 10 again.
Uh-oh. And you know they're trying the 10 again here.
Yeah, the fact that Chiang didn't try to get back on the 2 tells me that the 3 is kind of blocking the angle over by the 6 to make the 2 in the top right. So if there's any kind of early win opportunity, both teams will be going for it.
She's going for the combo, it looks like. Runs the cue ball up on top of the table. This could hang the 10. Oh, no. Great shot. 2 in a row. 2 outstanding shots to win the game.
Yeah, Chiang's really coming with some good shots here in this match. And this is what it's going to take from Lechner and Chiang. Both wins made on early 10s. Both wins made by the 110.
I've listed 4 highlight shots, and Shui has 3 of them, including that 10-ball combo. Now, one of the surprises for me, anyway, is Soa and Robbie Capito defeated Han Yu and Wu Kun Lin. I just didn't see that happening. When I saw that pairing, I thought Wu Kun Lin and Han Yu would make it into the semifinals, and they are actually now playing the filler. Not the fillers. I'm sorry.
I think they are, because the fillers.
Yeah, they are playing the fillers. They're playing the fillers. Yes, yeah, they are. My computer moved on me. The page slipped out, so I had to go back to get it. I didn't want to misspeak.
9-ball down for Lechner. Lots of traffic over on the left side of the table, but they'll have first shot at safe here. Looking at playing the 7 in line with the 1 in line with the 7, and caught up a little too much speed. I don't believe she's called the 5. That actually would have been the call. They just didn't think that. They were so focused on getting the 1 in line with the 7, they didn't think about it. It's funny in 10-ball, if there's ever a chance for anything to go in, you have to call it. But if your mind is not about making that ball, you just can, even the best players in the world can forget sometimes.
Exactly. I always make that statement. It doesn't hurt to call it. You can't lose anything.
For sure. And that was like a fairly obvious one. She was trying to hit it lighter, and they just thought it would never get to the pocket. But if anything ever has a chance to go in, you got to call it, because they would have been the first ones playing safe there. I guess the problem would have been if they actually did get the safe, then they would have had to shoot the first kick too. So that was a little variable there that doesn't come up as often, but generally. Shot from Chiang, long distance jump here for Chiang. She's made some great shots in this set so far. See if she can come with another one here. Too much power. Looks like the 1 goes in the side of the corner. Has close to the 10, but it actually has 3 pockets for it. This team is so strong, George. Whenever they have an open table, you just expect them to get through it.
Well, not only expected, I think they have. I don't think they've failed more than maybe twice in the tournament.
Wow.
Well, I might be over-exaggerating that, but I've almost flabbergasted is how well they've come through with an open rack. They've had so many 9-ball runs, 8-ball runs. They've had a break and run in each of the 2 matches I commentated for them. And so Yeah, they've been very consistent. Very consistent. So precise.
Yeah, good control draw there from Chiang. He'll be looking for his second World 10-ball title. Men's World 10-ball kicking off tomorrow. 96 players will start the tournament.
Yeah, one of the great things about the upcoming 10-ball tournament, World Championship, is all but one of the World 10-ball champions since 2008 will be present and playing in this tournament. And the one not playing is our athletic director for Predator, Huji Singh. C.
Another strong out there from Chiang and Chou. See if they can get a timely break and run going here. Believe it'll be Chou's break.
Well, they have full access to that. There they go. You know, it's funny. I'm watching this replay of the previous rack, and I was about to start calling the shots. I'm getting a little tired, I think.
Yeah, a lot of players coming from overseas. They'll have to battle the jet lag. I know Shane Van Boning tried to arrive a couple days early.
Well, the good thing is that for the next tournament coming up here, October 7th through the 13th, all these players are already in the area, and they won't have any jet lag for the World 8-ball and for the World doubles.
Yeah, there's a tournament in Qatar in between, so a lot of players that came over for this tournament will just stay in Asia for the month.
And then there's also the Women's World 10-ball. So, a lot of talent running around Ho Chi Minh City and Bali, Indonesia, and Qatar, as you just mentioned.
Yeah, and these being kind of the first two World Championships that Predators produced. Great shot there from Chou. That Predators produced in Asia. Going to see some Asian players that don't make it over to North America as often. AJ Manassas qualified for the main draw. 4 or 5 other notable Filipinos making it through the qualifiers.
Yeah, there was only 16 spots available, so 4 or 5 of them got there. 25% of the field, or 25% of the spots were by the Filipinos.
Yeah.
I think there was like 52 or 53 Vietnamese player in those 96 in the qualifier.
This ball elevated.
In the last match that Chou and Chiang played, they set up some stats at the end for us, and they only had 2 misses in the entire match.
Good power stroke there from Lechner. Got her perfect on the 3. Just play over for the 5 in the long pockets. 7's going to be kind of in the way of the most obvious path towards the 6, but they should find a way around it. Decent angle. The cue ball's drifting towards the long rail just a little. That's why he's so close down on the angle. He could leave her close to the rail because there's not much to do for a position on the 7. Just taking a look at that now, knows that she will be close to the rail. But as long as she has an angle going to the right, should be okay. Wow, he really didn't want to leave her on the rail there. And he didn't. Great shot.
That
Bit
was
risky,
a good shot
there. Just shows that, you really don't want to be on the rail ever. Importance of not being on the rail. Slightest angle going to the right, I believe. If he has that, position will be pretty straightforward. Looking good to make it hill here, and they'll be breaking in rack number 7. Nicely done.
I think it's starting to
close to the 10. Go ahead, George.
I was just going to say, I think it's starting to sink into Chou and Chiang that they've got some strong competition here, and they're on the verge of possibly losing their first set of the tournament.
Yeah, a couple early 10s, but they've hung in with their opponents. Both players playing well.
Well, they're breaking, and they're at hill. So if they can mimic the very first opening break and get that early 110, they could close out the first set.
There it is, just a replay of the first
there it is.
break there. Well, nice match recap for you here, going into the hill game.
And here we are, breaking at 3 games apiece to win the first set.
Went for the cut break. 10 got near the pocket. Not quite in a spot where they're going to combo it, but there's a shot on the 1. Maybe the 4-10, George, just because of where the 3's lying.
Three's out in the open. I don't see why not, but the run out's there too, so this is a very straightforward layout. In fact, this might be the toughest shot. It's to hold position for the 2. Yeah.
Yeah, and that shot's never going to grab as much because it's new cloth, but he did hold it up. I wonder if they'll take that 4-10. I would never even consider it if the 3 wasn't exactly where it is. But it's on a line where you're going to be attacking the exact angle you want on the combo if you get straight on the 3.
And like you just mentioned, they're going to have very, very nice position on the 4, more than likely, if they get good angle on the 3 here. And the angle's there. She's drawn this into the line of the shot.
Oh, he hit it well. Just caught one of the points on the way in, and at that speed, it's not always going to take the ball, but got to roll. See if Chung can come up with a big hit here.
Go with the kick here. I think this is high percentage. Well, 30 or 40. As kicks go, maybe higher. I'm going to say 50. Would you bet on making that 1 out of 2 times?
I'll bet on him. I wouldn't bet on everyone in the world to make it that high. But, him being somewhere in the top 5, I'll bet on him here. Hit it well, but just not the right angle.
Pay up.
Got safe though. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think 1 out of 3, 1 out of 2. I don't think I'd bet shot for shot. But I liked him making that ball. I thought he'd do it.
Needs to go here. Yeah. It's going to be a swerve. Chung's a strong jumper, so he could consider the jump. It's actually Chou to shoot here. Just backed off.
Giving up a shot. It's a tester.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to go for the win, they can try the carom. They've called it. This is for the set.
You know, I think this is a smart move to play the 10 ball here, because they're not guaranteed to make on the 2, even though she made it. But they had to call one or the other. But not being guaranteed a shot, I would gamble on making the 10, because look what she left.
Yeah, I like the call there. And she wasn't trying to make it. She was trying to play the 2 short of the corner pocket and kind of bank it near the 7. But interesting developments here in the hill game. Long pocketing for Chung. No good. Landed 50-yard line here. Kind of a scratch going into both pockets. Feels like he can draw out of it. Ooh, that was aggressive.
Well, now we're going to see. These two, I don't think will go for the 10. I think these two will go for the run out all day long. But watch them prove me wrong.
Yeah, it's just you can't get the cue ball. Not likely enough to get the cue ball on the perfect angle, so they will be just trying to run the rack here. Well, they had it. Chiang and Lechner had the chance. I think it's still okay to go 2 rails with a bit of left spin.
Looks like he's drawing just past the, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, nicely played.
And look how simple the shot on the 5 is to get great position for the 7, to go to the 7 from the 6.
Yeah, only issue here is it might be a little too straight, so she might have to draw straight back to the long rail. Or even, yeah, it's just you can't really just punch over. Have to create something there. Good shot. Looking to keep their undefeated set streak alive here. Stretching right over the 7. Got to be careful. Referee right on the call. Nice shot. Bit of a tester.
Yes, it is.
Chung's been in many high-pressure situations. Always. Shot.
Smooth as silk. And they maintain their record. No lost sets yet. It's going to have to happen in this next one, or they move right into the final. And we'll meet either the Killer Fillers or Robbie Capito and Soa Soa. Going to a small break here. Keep in mind, folks, that we have the World 10 Ball starting up. 96 players from all around the world vying for I think it's $70,000 first prize. It's $250,000. Prize money's available. Second place is $40,000. Third and fourth is $17,500. Those are some healthy sums.
No doubt. Prize money's increasing every year, George. It's good news for overall game. Good news for the players. Predator really going all out and putting on some great international events.
Yeah, and you'll see the same prize fund in a couple of weeks at for the World 8 Ball. So it's going to be a good payday for a couple of players that, if they can perform well in this 10 ball and then the 8 ball.
And the biggest thing is the prize funds are getting big enough that if you finish in the top 16, you're still turning a profit, right? And that's something that Pool's been battling for a long time. But it's gotten to that level that you don't have to win the tournament to turn a profit.
Yeah, 9th through 16th in the World 10 Ball is $43.75. So about $4,400.
Yeah, box billiards a big part of getting this event going in Vietnam.
Yeah, and keep in mind that one of the big contenders, of course, for this mixed doubles championships was Frederick Gorst and Christina Tkach. And Chiang and Lechner defeated them in straight sets.
Yeah, Christina looked a little under the weather in the match that I saw her play, coughing a couple times. You could see it on her face. She was a little drained. Federer was sick last week in China, so hopefully both of them are able to recover in time for the singles events.
Sponsors for these events, these 2025 Vietnam events, are Yalin, Box Billiards, Kamui, WPA, Samsung TV Plus, Pro Billiard TV, and of course Predator. Predator brings in the Predator Arc tables, the arena lights, the Arcadia cloth. All the tables are covered with brand new cloth at the start of the tournament. And the referees from the EPBF are using the Predator Aero Rack to hand rack the balls.
Chou to kick it off here in set number 2. Nice square hit. Nothing down. Shot on the 1 for Lechner.
If the 6 goes by the 8, there's no problem. There's no problems. It's just a matter of the correct position, play, and working your way through the racks and holding your nerve.
Yeah, if it doesn't, the cue ball can play close to the 6, but you won't have any position on the 2, so a couple good shots required at the beginning of the rack here. Nicely played. Little straight, but she'll be able to cheat the pocket thin to create as much energy going up table as possible. So straight that she's considering rail first. I mean, even cheating the pocket thinly, you have to kind of stun the ball. It's tough to control that hit exactly. Got a little traffic coming up table with the 6-8 and the 4-9. Nice shot. That was tougher than it looked there. Still a little straight, but they'll be happy to have an offensive shot on the 3 here. Got a pretty good look at if the 6 passes the 8. I have a feeling it doesn't. There is room on the short side. Don't necessarily have to break it out.
And the 5 ball lays very nice. If she can just stop the cue ball in the area of the 4, if he has to move it, he's got the perfect angle to push it to the other pocket.
He's actually having a second look if it pockets. Looks like it does. Have to get the cue ball close here. Definitely not a full pocket. The shot could be missed, George. You know, if you're not looking right down the line of where you need to target the pocket, it's tougher than you think. Chiang's played well so far. Nicely played. Right part of the pocket. Little straight again, but small angle going to the left. I think Lechner will try to get her closer here. Strong response here from Chiang and Lechner after a bit of adversity in the first set. Reclaiming the lead in the first game here, likely. Nice hit, small elevation.
And they opened the second set just like they did the first set, with winning the first game. But in the first set, they lost the next 2 until they won 1 and alternated and lost in the end.
Lechner has big power on the break. Looking to make the 1 on the right side. Jam the 8 in the right side. They get a shot on the 1. They are. First break and run chance here.
Nice looking rack. Spread out real well. And as you just mentioned, very inviting for a break and run. It would be the first one of the match, I believe.
Yeah, not including the 110. I thought it was the first one too, but we won't count that early
Yeah.
10. Can get straight enough on the 5 here. Just going to be a little bit of distance between the cue ball and the 5. I'd favor the straight side of it. It might be moving to the left or the right just a little bit. Got really straight. 7's going to play a little big. And I need some left spin here to spin to the right of the 7.
Oh. That was a bit of a surprise.
I didn't want to say it before she shot it, but I will say this: I've seen more balls missed in the side pockets than I've ever seen in a Pro Billiard Series event before.
I think we called the same match, Eric.
Yeah.
Sorry, but Max missed a few of them in the same match. I think it was 2 or 3 of them in one of his matches that we commentated.
Yeah, all players really. They've tightened up the sides on these arc tables, no doubt. What it really is the shelf is a little shorter. Yeah, you can see the overhead here. The shelf is a little bit shorter now. So when the shelf becomes short in the side pockets, it's really underrated tight. Not saying this in a bad way either. I mean, these players should be on tight equipment. But I think it's just, getting used to the feel of these arc tables a little bit.
Well, everything I've seen about him has just been very positive. Very positive.
See the angle going into the side there off that camera view? That's a small pocket.
If you look at the side pockets, now that you mentioned that, and look at the corners, they all seem to be 4 1/4. Even the side pockets, I think they're 4 3/4 though.
Yeah, usually
I remember looking at the
sides
specs.
will be a little bit bigger than the. Yeah, usually the sides will be a little bit bigger than the corners, but it's just the shelf is shorter, so there's not as much room at the top of the pocket, and that can be deceiving sometimes. And just having to add that little bit of left spin in there, just caught slightly the wrong deflection. It's enough. Regardless, big miss was a chance to go up 2-0.
Killed the mood, as you can see.
Furthest Chiang's been in a major. He's played well, but did have a chance to close out the first set, missing the 2 on the hill. Just very slight misses.
It's been breaking very well, getting great spreads, but not really making a ball most of the time. I think made a ball in the corner pocket. Made the 1 ball, shot on the 2.
Yeah, good result here, and a chance to punish that mistake even more. Gonna have to draw at this ball with speed.
Wow,
Six to
this
the
looks
seven's
really
gonna be the
good.
toughest. Yeah, just the 6 to the 7. Gonna have to come back over cross table. 5's right in line with where they need to be on the 6. So likely just looking for a draw angle back, straight across. They're thinking about it now. There is following and drawing options. I think I'd favor the drawing one if they can. Just get close to it here. Make your position feel a little easier. Looks like they got the following one. It's kind of in between, George. It's following through a little too much and it's drawing to the right a little too much.
She's going to have to come across, hit the rail, and come back. Or will she be drawn? Let me look at this angle again. Well, she's drawing back.
Just straight enough to draw. Yeah. Good hit.
Not enough.
Underdrew it, though.
I think I just banked that 7 ball in line with the 10-9 going to the long rail there. It lays pretty nice for it.
The aggressive plays with the cue ball around 3 rails behind the 8. I think you're right. Just keep it a little more simple.
Problem with the shot, just slowly banking it as the cue ball goes to that corner pocket.
Yeah, he is going to go around 3 rails here.
He's going to cut it, yeah.
Just short on pace with the speed. See how aggressive, it depends who's shooting here. Yeah, let's see how aggressive Lechner wants to get. Pretty high percentage safe, but I think, yeah, the way he's lining up, he's going to go at this ball. Undercut it. Look out for the cue ball.
Yeah. Ouch.
A couple missed chances from Chiang and Lechner here. Staying in nicely and going to get the lead back.
Two games away from moving into the final. Lechner and Chiang must must overcome this lead and win this set to force the third set.
Bit of concerned looks on the faces of Lechner and Chiang there. They know they're going to have to get the advantage back quickly here.
Well, they're going to have to get to the table. I think there's a ball on the break. Three ball went in the corner pocket.
Yeah, looks like they're pretty blocked by the 6 here. Possibly if they have the right edge of the 1, it's actually cutting towards the pocket. A tough position on the 2. I don't think they can see it, so they're going to be looking at push options here. Pushing to the window between the 2-6. Looks like they left the left edge. Safe will be to play the cue ball onto the 4 here. Might not have left the left edge. Look at this. Gonna have to jump at this.
You know, and jumping this shot, if he lands this ball nice and soft on top of the 1, will that 1 go in the corner off the 5? I don't think so. He's going to...
Yeah, if anything, it's leading towards the short rail a little more, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Close.
Huh?
So, chance for Chiang and Lechner here. I think the position's too tough on the 2. I don't mind just drawing up the short rail and then playing safe behind the 4 with the cue ball. That's what they're looking at. Slightly too much angle to hold behind the 4 here. Can still hold behind the 6 if he wants. Gonna have to play it with some left spin. Can go up this way as well. It's a good shot. Like
Not
just
too
laying the
hard to
cue on the
hit.
2 here, George. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
just
lay onto
roll
it.
up to it nice and soft. Yeah, just roll up to it.
Oof, that was close to no rail.
Ooh.
Max was right there. He's not really questioning it. So
Yeah.
I think it was okay. Looking to get them in an even worse spot here now.
You know, little Ko and Chou are looking on to this. I mean, they are really engaged here. They don't want to lose a game, much less a set.
They know if they get this game, they're big favorites to win the match. I think Chiang's got to go thinner at this ball. Yeah, Max just told her, just make sure you hit the two thin enough that it stays behind the 4. Good shot. It's not frozen to the rail. That'll help a little bit. Doesn't look like there's enough room between the 4 and the rail to really play the 2 past it. But could go 2 rails and kind of cut the 2 up the rail a little. Oh, look, she has the right edge, George.
Yeah, bring the cue ball around 3 rails.
Definitely has the right edge here. Just looking at how much of the ball he has. This might have too much speed.
Oh,
It does.
it does.
Tough combo coming up. Yeah, tough combo coming up from Chung here, but I think he's going to play it. Safer play there. Not much as far as kick safe here. Low percentage to kick it in, so kind of trusting to luck a little bit.
Not far off.
Yeah, almost made it there. Good result. Didn't leave anything offensive. But they'll be playing around that 6-8-4 stack again. Long distance jump.
Oh boy, can they see the edge? If they can, that cue ball goes towards the 10.
Yeah. We'll have to see a decent edge of it. Didn't see a call on the 10, George, did you?
I haven't seen it
I
yet.
don't believe. Yeah, I really don't believe he's thick enough to cut it right in the pocket. Yeah, I was so thin that he couldn't even draw it over enough. I got a roll here, but makeable jump coming up. Up to Chiang now to pick her team up here. shot, but lost the cue ball. Another jump coming. I think it'll be a distance jump. I think the bank's lying a little long. Nicely played, but they're going to leave it. Thin one for Chou here. A little tough to slow down the energy of the cue ball coming back towards the 5. Might try to run into the 5 or the 8. It's a good shot. Distance pocketing here for Chiang. If it goes down, they're going to be a huge favorite, not only in this game, but in the overall set and match. Heart of the pocket. Beautifully played.
Can she avoid the 10 ball here?
Yeah, couldn't avoid it. Good confident stroke there.
These 3 balls to get on the hill, and as Tim likes to say, the double hill.
Yeah, this team's going to be tough to beat. Had a little adversity thrown at them in the first set with those 2 early 10s. Did all they could to still get the set win. Did pull it out. And they just look real confident whenever they get a chance. Capable of playing safe and locking the other team up.
The safety play has been very, very good all the way around, as have been kicks, especially by Chou.
Yeah, you really need your full game on display if you're going to do well in one of these Pro Billiard Series events.
Sure.
Breaking runs at a premium. Playing 10 ball too, so lots of kicking and lots of safes.
And I think right behind Rita Chou is their younger sister that played, is Chia Chou. She played in, she's played with Ryan Zhu, who was runner-up to Joshua Filler in the World 8-Ball Tournament.
Yeah, Mark was mentioning that she was in the tournament. I didn't know that she even had a sibling that played. But look for her to be a force in the future.
Yeah, I kind of picked it out when I saw her warming up, and then Cho Che-Yu was sitting right behind her, and then I saw they kind of look alike. I said, that's got to be her younger sister.
Mm-hmm. Nothing on the break for Chiang. Push options here for Lechner. Looking at leaving the right side of the 1. Kind of banking on the cue ball running into the 5 off 2 rails, going back up table. I think they'll shoot at this. Small chance of a scratch, but if you can get the cue ball pretty tight to the corner pocket, it should miss the 5. Gave it back. Got to play a little bit of right spin to kind of avoid the 5. Got to judge the swerve off the rail here. Just missed it. This is going to turn out good. Nice shot. I would have favored taking that one on, but still made Lechner execute a nice shot there.
Yeah, just cut it real thin. You have a good chance of making it. Look at this.
Yeah, caught a roll there. Has to kick at it, even if she has the left side of the 1. Nothing good happening off the left side. Might have to play this with a bit of right spin, straightening the angle slightly. She's been in a couple of these spots and looks like she has some kind of kicking system. Good contact.
Did well there.
Combo's lined up pretty good. Be a game winner if he's able to get it. But they've erred towards safe in a lot of these spots. I think it's just an overall strategy. You know, if Chiang was playing on his own, he knows his run-out capabilities are a little higher. Not that he can't get there with Chou, but there's a couple spots where I thought they'd be more aggressive. It just seems like a strategy for them. They're going to just kind of bide their time, wait for a real solid run-out chance.
Again, doesn't leave anything really easy unless you choose to take this bank on.
I think she should.
I agree.
Wow, they're playing real safe. Like
I
at
think
some
I
point
said
you want to
this.
get your... Go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, at some point you want to give yourself a chance to get over the line too, right? It's like, yeah, I understand that the safe was pretty high percentage there. It didn't work out this time. But, you know, if you make that bank, you're a favorite to run the rack.
Yeah, they don't want to play any ifs. They want to play certainties. That's going to come up. Oh boy.
There. Yeah. Certainly.
That's twice they've. Yeah, that's twice they've gotten a good roll. Just in this game. The stars may be with him.
I think you remember you and I doing a couple matches with Chou in Vegas, and she was just extremely defensive, like really just biding her time,
Yes.
not taking any chances. Yeah. I'm just a little surprised that Chiang is on that game plan as well. But again, I think that they're just, that's their strategy.
Well, Chou does play with. He plays that style. If you're coming to the table, you're either kicking or jumping.
Yeah. Bit of work from the 6 to the 7. Yeah, I think they might have to get around where she was pointing there and go 2 rails back towards the 7. Just
Going
a little
2 rails
thick
for
this
position.
2-rail shot. Yeah, but she can get there. Great shot. Ideal position.
Boy, did she get there. Well, this rack here and these two will be facing the killer fillers in the final, as the fillers have defeated Soa Soa and Robbie Capito, 2 straight sets.
Yeah, it's going to be a great match. That'll be coming up at 4:30 local time. One last shot here from Chou.
She's so solid. So solid. A lot of players could jab that shot.
Yeah, just two world-class players teaming up here.
And what funny about this shot is every time I watched them practice, Chou set that up for Chou every time. She would shoot it 2 or 3 times in every practice little 4 balls. And now you know why. And there it is. Wow. Eric, what a match. How would you describe this match?
Yeah, Chiang and Chou played a great match as expected. Just, Chiang and Lechner had to take advantage of that chance they had on the hill in the first set. Would have made a bit of a different story of it. But, yeah. Great play from the team from Chinese Taipei.